What is up, party people? It is me. Oh, now I can hear myself. It is me, Vina Moreno, and that it is the pre-show before the free show. And of course, sitting across from me is the lovely Greg Tepper.
Hello. Just waiting for my intro. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pre-show for the free show on a Monday. Very Monday here.
Monday night.
I want to. I think people know that we are primarily a sports highlight show.
Of course.
So what I would like to do is I would like to share some sports highlights that came across my field of view the past week. And this is something that I think is really interesting. So here in the United States of America, we have a lot of things, but I think this is something we don't have.
Okay.
I don't think we have anything that is actually a one-to-one comparison for what we're about to watch. Because I want to take you Dateline. Do you say Dateline very loudly like Ashley Pickle does?
Dateline.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Belfast, Northern Ireland. Okay?
Okay.
I've been to Belfast. It's lovely.
Oh, really?
I have. And one of the things that our friends across the pond are really crazy about is darts.
Okay.
And there is a like a Premier League of darts, of like big, big high stakes, big money darts.
Yeah.
You can make a lot of money playing darts. And have you played darts? Do you play darts? Are you familiar with darts?
I am familiar with darts. At the occasional, dive bar and stuff.
Are you familiar with the rules of the most,
yes,
prominent game? 501 is what it is, which is basically you have to throw darts to get exactly 501 points.
Okay, cool.
The minimum number of darts to reach 501 is 9. And when you're able to do 9 darts, it's called a 9-darter. What it's called.
A 9-darter.
A 9. It's called a 9, right? It has only happened up until last week on television. I believe it's 96 times. Okay?
Only 96 times?
Only 96 times. In televised darts history, it's only happened 96 times. I would like to show you the 97th.
Yes.
Done by a gentleman named Josh Rock. Josh Rock is 24. And of note, Josh Rock is from Northern Ireland. So they travel around the country, around the Commonwealth, so to speak, playing darts. Yeah. This is in his home, basically his hometown, okay? And I am here to tell you, I do not think we have an experience like this in American sports. Let's roll the footage.
Absolutely desperate, knowing that he's unable
20,
to play
another triple 20.
His best stuff.
That's 108.
That's more like it,
pal. Flex people. Look at all these people there to watch darts.
It's first of the match, and it comes.
So this is the guy who's playing.
With his back against the wall.
It's packed in there.
This seventh leg, and it will be the last leg in.
Okay, it's a big arena with people watching darts. Okay.
He could.
He's now 6 of the 9 away, and he's fired up, right? But he's trying to keep calm.
Go on,
okay?
Set them alight. Give them what they want, pal. Go on, then.
Here it comes. Okay.
Well, he famously hit one against Van Gerwen at the
He's
Grand
3 darts
Darts.
away. It's a triple 20. It's a triple 19. And it's a double 12.
On fertile 9 darts. Saw it in Belfast. Double 12. Yes! Josh Rock in Belfast, of all places.
Look at how crazy that crowd is going.
Just canned a 9-dart leg.
Okay? They are throwing beer everywhere. Oh, he's like, oh my gosh. Like sometimes you just get to witness history. Like,
that was a magical Premier League moment.
That's amazing.
I don't think, I've been trying to think of the closest avatar we have, but we don't have anything that happens that sudden, is what my thing. Because that took a grand total of 90 seconds to happen,
Yes.
to elapse.
Yes.
We don't have anything that builds that quickly that, oh my gosh,
No.
it's happening.
Yeah, no. we
And
don't.
then everyone in that crowd, all of whom have been drinking all day watching people play darts, going berserk.
It's quite an art form.
I don't think we have anything like that in America. I think
I'm
they've
really
got
trying
us
to
beat.
think, like, what could come close to that? Like,
I mean, I guess the closest thing is like a soccer goal or like a hockey goal, but there tends to be like build up to that. And furthermore, those happen
Yeah.
all the time.
yeah, like a hockey
know?
goal can.
Like I said, this has only happened 97 times ever. Is that a 9-darter on television?
I got one from our co-producer,
Okay.
Blaine. A hole-in-one golf,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know. I think those happen more often than we think.
Really?
Like, I think there's a fair number of holes in one, yeah. I don't know. If you have like in the comments, let us know what you think is the closest avatar to that. Because I got to tell you, that makes me want to go watch darts. That looks electric.
I gotta put it on in the
An
office now.
absolute electric factory. Anyway, there's some dart talk.
Dart talk.
Hit the theme, Expo. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show online. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good, pulling all the levers, twisting all the knobs. She's our friend, V&A Moreno. Hello, V&A Moreno.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's going good.
We're waiting for you guys to answer. Today is Monday, March 2nd, 2026. Probably start getting your affairs in order. It is a mere 269 days until Thanksgiving. V&A Moreno, you have the option of wishing somebody
Adam Scott.
a happy 29th birthday
29th.
or a happy 122nd birthday. Who do you want to wish a birthday?
122nd.
Okay. Happy 122nd birthday to, let's see. I want to make sure I get this right. They don't have, Theodore Geisel, better known
Theodore.
as Dr. Seuss.
Oh,
It's Dr. Seuss's birthday today. Yes. I know this
Childhood.
because the child care facility that Max goes to.
They're celebrating it.
Oh yeah, they're big into.
That's
It's big.
awesome.
Whenever it's Dr. Seuss's birthday week, they always go nuts. Anyway, it is episode 1919. On today's show, folks, big show. We had headlines from across the state, including the UIL realignment kind of shakeup that has come down because of a team withdrawing from the UIL. We'll talk about that, plus some coaching changes, and then back half of the show, I want to take a good, God's honest look at what Class 7A in Texas high school football could look like. I'll talk about my misgivings with it. I'll talk about my skepticism about Class 7A, but we're going to give it a good old-fashioned go based on what we've seen in the 2026 realignment and say, how possible is it? What are the pros and cons, et cetera? We'll give that a go coming up here at the back half of the program if you stick around with us. Do we have first four through the door?
We do. We have. This is going great, as you would say. Tony Blaylock, Big Jiggly Water Balloons, Joey Hill, and Corey Higgins. Hi, guys.
Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. Of course, TexasFootball.com is where we live, so you should go and visit us at our house, TexasFootball.com. All right. let's get into some headlines from across the state of Texas. And there was one particular headline that I want to talk about that came down last week that has some pretty significant ramifications. Let's talk about a school that maybe you've never heard of. Let's talk about a school called Uplift Hampton Prep. Okay. So UIL Realignment came out about a month ago. In fact, a month ago today, UIL Realignment came out. And in that realignment, a lot of things we expected to see. But even if you go back and watch our live UIL Realignment show, you can see that there were a couple of times that Matt Stepp said something along the lines of, I've never heard of that team. And this was one of them. Uplift Hampton Prep is part of the Uplift schools, a group of charter schools that were aligned in UIL Realignment. We didn't know that was coming. That's not to say that we know everything, but that was certainly something of a surprise. They were put in District 5-4A Division 2, in there with Glen Rose, Hillsborough, Kemp, and Venus. Well, news came down last week that Uplift Hampton Prep, and in fact the entire Uplift group of schools, would be withdrawing from the UIL. They would not be playing UIL athletics, and that includes UIL Texas high school football. Now, this does happen sometimes, and it'll happen a couple of times, especially in the 6-man ranks. In Class 1A, there will be programs that say, you know what, we just cannot field a team this year. We just do not have enough players. We don't have enough, sometimes teams have like 6 players, and you might say, oh, you can play 6. Well, yeah, 1 injury and you're done, and you're also putting kids in danger. That does happen in the 6-man ranks. It does not happen very often in the 4A ranks, in 4A Division 2, no less. And so now, with Uplift Hampton Prep's withdrawal from the UIL, that means that District 5-4A Division 2 has a grand total of 4 teams. 4. Okay? Glen Rose, Hillsborough, Kemp, and Venus. Now, here's the good news. The good news for all of those teams is you have qualified for the playoffs. Congratulations. And in fact, Venus, I believe this means that Venus will be in the playoffs for the first time in quite some time. I probably should have looked this up before I started this sentence. But Venus is in the playoffs for the first time since 2015. So congratulations to the Bulldogs of Venus. However, this does throw things up into the air for these teams. Specifically, all right, now you've got 3 district games. You got to go find 7 non-district games or play fewer than 10 regular season games. Plain and simple. This is this really throws a wrench into things there in 5-4A Division 2. The UIL, and you might be asking, well, can't the UIL go through and just like take the teams around them and rejigger it? That's not how they work. That is not part of the protocol that the UIL operates with. And so it will be a 4-team district for the next 2 years. District 5-4A Division 2. Both those teams are making the playoff. All 4 of those teams are making the playoffs. That's the good news. But it obviously provides some scheduling challenges. So that is one thing that we are keeping an eye on in District 5-4A Division 2. Elsewhere, let's talk about the NFL Combine. The NFL Combine was going down in Indianapolis this weekend. And Texas high school football stars were all over the Combine. In fact, 2 guys who really shined there, Texas high school football stars. The fastest 40-yard dash actually belonged to a Texas guy, Mississippi State wide receiver Brennan Thompson, who you may remember from his time at Spearman. He's a Spearman Lynx. But Mississippi State wide receiver Brennan Thompson ran a 4.26 in the 40. 4.26. He was absolutely blazing. Also of note, former Dave Campbell's rising cover boy, Haynes King, the former Texas A&M quarterback, former Georgia Tech quarterback, ran the 6th fastest 40-yard dash by a quarterback in Combine history.
Let's go.
Ran, I think, a 4.54 in the 40. Let me see. Yeah, they unofficially clocked him at 4.47. That is obviously good news for him, and his draft stock should improve as a result. Other guys that impressed I don't watch the NFL Combine, but in reading folks who paid a ton of attention to it, who really impressed. One of them, how about Stephen F. Austin, cornerback, Charles Demings. Charles Demings looked really, really good there. He's a guy out of Mesquite Horn who was a standout for SFA, looking to make it to the next level. But Charles Demings looked really good in Indianapolis, as did a guy who, boy, has like changed positions all sorts of times. But Talon Green, who was formerly the Arkansas quarterback, seems like he's going to transition over to wide receiver in the NFL. He looked fantastic out there in the NFL, or at the NFL Combine. The former Louisville Fighting Farmer looked excellent there. His athleticism on full display was Talon Green. Garrett Nussmeier, the former Flower Mound Marcus quarterback, the LSU quarterback, looked really good throwing the ball at the NFL Combine. Malik Muhammad, the cornerback from Texas and formerly South Oak Cliff, looked really good there at the NFL Combine as well. And then of note, I want to make sure we mention this, as now I just lost that.
This is going great.
This is going great. Anyway.
Can I say something about the
Of course.
NFL Combine? Let me put myself in. The offensive linemen, seeing them run like a 4.9, 5 that's insane.
Yeah, we're getting too good at this. Athletes are getting too good. The one thing I wanted to mention, Vanderbilt tight end Eli Stowers, who you may remember as Denton Geyer quarterback Eli Stowers.
Nice.
Was spectacular. He looked really, really good. Threw up a 45. He set 2 modern combine records. A 45.5-inch vertical jump, which is the best by a tight end since 2003, and an 11-foot 3-inch broad jump, which is the best by a tight end since 2003. So Eli Stowers put up big numbers there as well. Figures to be, some people have him as high as the number 2 tight end in the draft. We will see where he goes there. But a lot of Texas high school football star power there at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Elsewhere across the Texas high school football landscape, Leander Rouse has made a hire. Leander Rouse has gone and hired Katie Tompkins offensive coordinator Mark Hopkins. Mark Hopkins, probably best known for being the offensive coordinator for Jalen Milroe, who is now a Super Bowl champion, as well as all-conference wide receiver Wyatt Young, who's now at Oklahoma State. He has been at Katie Tompkins for 9 years, really helped get that program off the ground. He is now going to go be the new head coach at Leander Rouse. You may remember we had we had Josh Mann on last week. He left Rouse, the program he started, to go take over at Belton. They have gone and found a new guy at the helm, and that'll be Katie Tompkins, offensive coordinator Mark Hopkins, getting his first shot at a head coaching job. It's exciting to see. Elsewhere, I want to make sure we get to this. Austin Crockett, this might have flown under the radar a little bit, but they have promoted. Derek Norton stepped away after 6 seasons at the helm back in January. They have promoted their linebackers coach, Frank Muir, to be their next head coach. This is a guy who's from Pittsburgh. Made it to Texas. You can read a great piece on TexasFootball.com. Our Carter Yates caught up with him, and he was previously head coach and offensive coordinator at Santa Maria down in 2A. Excited to see what he does there at Austin Crockett, taking over there in AISD. He's a guy who's known for big energy there, looking to infuse some energy there into Austin Crockett. I want to invite you to go to TexasFootball.com. We got a lot of good stuff on there, including Carter Yates wrote a piece on Texas high school football stars who are now athletic or assistant coaches that will make you feel very old if you're a person of a certain age, like me. So you can see where that's gone. He also wrote a story catching up with Tyrone Swoops, the outstanding wide quarterback, what he's doing these days. So make sure you get to TexasFootball.com. A lot of good stuff on there. Those are some headlines from across the state of Texas. We are Texas Football Today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. I want to invite you to go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. We are already hard at work on the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, as are high school football coaches across the state. I have sent out the questionnaire. Those questionnaires are pouring in. So if you want to see what those coaches wrote, kind of through the lens, we're going to take it and polish it up and write our own opinion in there as well. Go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. We will mail you the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football before it hits newsstands. If you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Also, go to TexasFootball.com because today is the last day you can vote on the 2025 Photo of the Year contest. Our outstanding photographers from across the state of Texas turned in their entries for the Photo of the Year. We have now left the vote up to you. Go to TexasFootball.com and vote on the 2025 Dave Campbell's Photo of the Year. The winner gets a 2-page spread in the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. So go make sure you check that out. Coming up here after the break, a real, live, honest swing at what a Class 7A in Texas high school football could look like. Warts and all. But first, a word from these valued partners.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Son, it's time we had the talk.
Ugh, Dad, gross.
Listen, you just got your license, your hormones are raging. When things get moving fast, it can get dangerous. That's why it's more important than ever to always wear protection.
Dad!
I'm talking about a seatbelt.
Okay. Can we go now?
Saved by the belt. Wearing a seatbelt can save you $200 in fines and your life. So click it or ticket. Every seat, every ride. A message from TxDOT.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a Hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here, Texas Football Today. Greg Tepper, V&A Moreno, here at the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership. And I want to once again stick my hand in a hornet's nest. And specifically, I want to talk about one of the topics that I think really gets Texas high school football fans fired up, and that is the possibility of Class 7A. Okay? We hear this all the time, especially realignment year, and especially realignment years and in the playoffs. Those are the two times we hear it most of teams saying, oh, man, we need a Class 7A. And the idea behind it is, I think people are coming into it with good faith. In that, I think people look at the disparity in enrollment between the teams at the very top of Class 6A and the teams at the very bottom of Class 6A, which can sometimes span 4,000 students. And they say there's got to be something we can do about this, because you take a look and those ranges are way smaller in every other classification. But in Class 7A, it is 2,400-ish. I don't have the number in front of me, or 2,000-ish and above, right? So it can be all the way up to Allen, which has 6,900 kids. And I understand that. I have said for a number of years that I just don't think the UIL is at a point right now where Class 7A needs to be on the table, because I think that it causes as many problems as it solves. With that said, now that we have a new 2026 UIL realignment, I want to take a look at what a Class 7A would look like. And specifically, as we go through this exercise, I want to go by the current rules of the UIL, right? Assume that the UIL is not going to rewrite the rule book just to accommodate a Class 6A or 7A, that a 7A would operate in many of the same ways that a Class 6A or Class 5A operates. And also, I want to assume that it would act in many ways as if we pre-split 6A Division 1 and 6A Division 2. So here's what I did, is that I took Class 6A, and I took the top half of teams by enrollment in Class 6A. Okay? So it ends up being 124 teams. And these are those teams. And I split them up by region. You will notice a few different things. First and foremost, you've got two regions in Houston and DFW that dominate. Okay? A grand total of 95 teams are in either the greater Houston area or the greater DFW area. That's not necessarily a bad thing, by the way, because those are districts that obviously would make sense or make more sense. You've got 9 teams in the Austin area. You've got 7 teams in the San Antonio area. Beyond that is where you get tricky. You've got 5 teams here that you would categorize as South Texas, okay? Now, they are not all lumped together. There's 4 teams that are in United ISD, Laredo there, Alexander, LBJ, United, and United South. But you also have Del Rio, and Del Rio is, is not necessarily right inside Laredo. So that's one thing. You've also got the West Texas teams. 4 teams that currently are in the Little Southwest Conference here in the Permian Basin, Midland Legacy, soon to be Midland Lee again, Odessa, and Odessa Permian. 4 teams out there. Then you get really problematic because you've got 4 teams down here. El Paso, Eastlake, El Paso, Pebble Hills, Tyler Legacy, and Los Fresnos. And those 4 teams are just quite simply not near any of the other teams. You could make an argument that basically once you get outside of San Antonio, these 13 teams down here, South Texas, Permian Basin, El Paso, East Texas, and Rio Grande Valley, are kind of on islands, and they are problematic. So you can see at least part of the problem here. I want to now take an honest look at this and give you another problem here, which is, okay, you're going to need to divide these up into districts, okay? That's the first problem. You have to divide these teams up into districts. Houston area, no problem. DFW area, no problem. Right now, let's just, for the sake of argument, say, all right, we're going to put all of the Austin ISD teams, Austin teams, go back to the other one, please. All the Austin teams in one district, okay? Now, let's say you're going to take all the San Antonio districts and give them a district. That's 2 districts. You only have 16. We only have 16. We've got to fit all these teams in 16 districts, okay? Now, let's say we're going to say, all right, we're going to lump in the Rio Grande Valley and South Texas and give them a district, okay? That's 3. Doing great. All right. Let's combine El Paso and Permian Basin. That's 4. Okay? And then finally we will take DFW and lump Tyler Legacy into there. Okay? So already we have set up a situation in which you have you have to fit these 96 teams, okay? These DFW and Houston teams plus Tyler Legacy into 12 districts, okay? That's 96 teams for 12 districts. That's 8 teams per district. Now, that's not terrible. You can do 8 teams per district. So that is one thing. There will be obviously some travel involved. El Paso to Permian Basin is going to be tough. South Texas to the Rio Grande Valley is going to be tough. But you can theoretically do that if you can kind of cover your eyes and squint and deal with that. So here's what that would look like from a regional perspective, and this is what I think we run into and what people don't necessarily think about. This is, in my estimation, what those districts would look like. Up here in Region 1, You've got District 1, which would be El Paso and Permian Basin, and 3 DFW districts. Region 2, down here. You'd have two DFW districts, adding in Tyler Legacy, and 2 Houston districts. Region 3, you'd have 4 Houston districts. And then Region 4 would kind of be everyone else. And this would be a wide-ranging region. Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Laredo, South Texas, Rio Grande Valley. A lot to deal with. Here is, in my estimation, a few of the issues here. Because the reason I thought of this was we're seeing this in UIL basketball right now, that we've got a number of teams that are having to play playoff games way far away. Like, I think North Crowley's got to go all the way to, like, Alpine to play a game. Here's your issue. This is already a lot of travel within their district, right? El Paso and the Permian Basin. They are not close to each other. What happens when you then have a first-round playoff game between District 1 and District 2? What happens then? That is a lot of travel. Same thing here. Now, we see this all the time in these districts, but it wouldn't be District 6, District 7. But in the second round of the playoffs, you would have teams from up here, DFW, taking on teams from Houston. And don't get me started on Region 4, where Region 4, you're going to have Houston playing Austin in the first round, and you're going to have San Antonio playing Laredo in the second round. There's a lot of travel within these regions. What I've said from the jump is that I just don't think that there are enough teams that would classify as Class 7A to make this work right now. Because you've got these teams that are on islands, the El Pasos of the world, the Laredos of the world, the Rio Grande Valleys of the world, the Tyler Legacies of the world. Yes, there are a lot of major metro areas, but you have all of these other teams that, A, will have a ton of travel within their district, and B, once the playoffs roll around, will cause a ton more travel as well. Right now, I'm just not sure that Class 7A works. And I think that's where the UIL stands as well. I'm not sure that Class 7A works because there just are not enough teams that would classify up there. Unless, by the way, you start changing the rules and you say we're going to treat Class 7A differently from every other classification, which is something the UIL has always balked at. So that is my God's honest look at a Class 7A. I was thinking about this weekend because UIL basketball is going on. They've just gone through their own shift where they've gone into divisions and they've started treating their districts the same way that 6A treats their districts in football. To me, I think we are still a couple of alignments away from needing a Class 7A because for as many problems as it may solve with competitive equity, I'm not sure it necessarily outweighs the travel costs that are going to be incurred by these programs. So that is a God's honest look at Class 7A with the new Tepper Strader is what we'll call it.
The Tepper Strader. You did awesome. That was awesome.
I tried.
That was fun.
We got new toys.
New toys.
Let's go over to V&A Moreno for America's second favorite segment, Final Thoughts.
Hey, guys. I kind of want to just. Okay. Oh no! I have control over this. Bye.
Oh, that's not fun.
I forgot you still had it on. I just want to remind everyone that we're trying our best to have some programming at the noon slot, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yes.
Reminder that Monday is Texas Football Today, and then Wednesday is either Tep and Step, some college content, rising content, and all of that fun stuff. You might even see some old football games on there. And then Thursday is, of course, more Tepper.
Who could possibly want that? That is going to do it for us. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at TCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. For V&A Moreno, I'm Greg Tepper. We will see you Thursday on Texas Football Today.